Today I want to talk about the real side effects of Tecfidera. I asked 67 people who use Tecfidera what the actual side effects were. I'm going to talk about those in a moment. Hey folks, my name is Ian and welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you're looking for tips and tricks on how to manage your MS, then start now by subscribing and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. So let's get you up to speed then. I started taking Tecfidera 2.5 months ago, and now I'm at the point where I feel settled and like I know what's going on. So now it feels like a good time to talk about the side effects I actually have. When I decided to start taking Tecfidera, I read through all the information, as I'm sure you have too. And when it came to the side effects, I wasn't really that bothered. I was having a hard time on the drug that I was using, and this seemed like the way to go. Now, when it came to taking that first tablet, the side effects on the instructions seemed a lot worse than I remembered. But hey, it's got to be better than sticking a needle in my leg again, so let's give it a go. And now, looking back to those first few weeks, it wasn't really that bad at all. So, like I said at the beginning, I asked 67 people who take Tecfidera what the actual side effects were. These are people just like you. Some have been recently diagnosed, some have been living with MS for decades. Some have just started Tecfidera and some have been using it for years. So I like to think that this list of side effects are the real side effects. The side effects that you, me and everyone have the joy of looking forward to. So the side effects that are reported by my 67 Tecfidera users off of Facebook are as follows. Got them here. So, first, the most common is flushing. 48 of the 67 people said they suffer with flushing, and a lot of them said they just get occasional flushing, maybe once or twice a week. And to be honest, for myself, that's the same. I've probably had it 2 times this week, very mild, so I agree with that. So that's 72% of the people I asked have flushing. Next after that is 18%. It's a massive drop after that. So 12 people suffer with an upset tummy. I have this quite often. This is probably my worst side effect, and it's not very bad at all, but for me this is probably the only thing that affects me on a day-to-day basis. So that was 18% of people. Also 18% was drippy nose. Now this is something I've not suffered with, and I had to have a look into this, see what it was, and I get the impression it's just a runny nose that people suffer with after taking the tablets. Now for me, I've never suffered with this at all. After drippy nose, again this is another 12 people, this is 18%, is hair loss. Now this is something I've noticed. I've started to go a little bit thinner on top, only a tiny bit. My hair doesn't feel as thick in my hand when I run it through. But this is something that 12 out of 67 people, 18% actually suffer with. So after that it drops down to 7 out of 67 people who have no symptoms whatsoever. Sorry, not symptoms, side effects. So 7 people have no side effects whatsoever. That's out of the 67 people that I asked. Now I think that's good. That is very good. 6 people, which equates to 9%, have itching. And I suffer with this. It tends to be when I have a flush. If I have a hot flush, then I have itchy skin. It's as simple as that. It feels a little bit like mild sunburn. That's probably the only way to describe it, but I do get that myself as well. Only when I'm flushing, not on a normal day-to-day basis. 5 people, which is 7.5%, have bloating. I suffer with bloating, sometimes after a big meal. It's probably 2, maybe 3 times a week I'll have a bit of a bloated belly. You just feel bloated. That's the only way to explain it. Right, after that we have 4 people suffering with diarrhea. I've never had diarrhea from taking these tablets. That's something to say in the side effects, but that's something that's never bothered me. Sometimes when I'm a bit bloated, I am a bit concerned about coughing too hard in case anything does happen. That is something that does affect me slightly, but never suffered with diarrhea. After diarrhea is dry mouth. This is something again that is the first time I've come across, and it's not something that affects me. I think people just get a dry mouth, and don't know if it's from the tablets or what. After that is nausea. 3 people suffer with nausea. I, on the very first dose, maybe the first 2 or 3 days, had a bit of an upset stomach that did make me feel a little bit sicky, but I was never sick, and I never felt like it was strong enough to actually make me feel sick, just a tiny little bit of sickness. 2 people suffer with heartburn, 2 people suffer with indigestion, and then we have 2 people suffering from headaches. Before Tecfidera, I used to have mega headaches, and since being on Tecfidera, I think I've had 1 headache in 2.5 months. I don't think Tecfidera gives me headaches. After that, then you have burning, which I think is like a burning skin sensation. I get that, and this is only one person who gets burning. I get that when I'm having a flush. I feel like a burn coming down my face, but that's the only time I get any burning. I think it's different for this person. I think they actually get burning of the skin. Another person gets hypersensitivity. Again, I've had no reports of this myself. And then last of all is a sore throat. And that's something that's never bothered me. So out of all of these nasty, horrible side effects you read in the instructions, that's what 67 people actually get. The worst one by far is flushing. When I mean worst, I mean 72%, and that, I don't think that is really bad. I've had it a few times where I go bright red, really, really extreme red. Probably had 2 or 3 times in 2.5 months. Now I just feel my face warm up a little bit. I see that I get a rash on my hands. I feel my ears feel red hot. I know I'm flushing at that point. Also get kind of a bit of a swollen lip feeling. That's really all that comes on. Now for me, there's also side effects that I found to be an improvement of what I had before Tecfidera. So anyway, Tecfidera has cured me of a few ailments as well. What I mean by this is there are some problems that I had before Tecfidera that have been cured. These are things like dandruff. That's gone away. Dry skin, I used to get a lot of dry skin around my nose. That's completely gone. I used to get allergic quite easily. It's the only way to describe it, a little bit hay fever feeling from dust and stuff like that. That's gone away completely now. Headaches. I had headaches every day, every 2 days, probably a bad headache once a week. That has completely gone for me, absolutely completely gone. Spots, used to have spots pop up on my chest, on my shoulders. Nope, not anymore. They're gone. I think this is all down to Tecfidera. Since being on Tecfidera, I've also noticed that my eyes have improved. I had optic neuritis in both eyes very early on, left me peppered with blind spots, and I feel like the colours are better in my eyes. I feel like my eyes are quicker to focus. I feel like my eyes have improved, and I'm putting that right down to the Tecfidera. It might be the Tecfidera, or might be being off the other drug. Before the Tecfidera, I used to suffer with a lot of pain in my legs. I would have pain every day, moving, when resting, I would have pain, different pains, but I'd have constant pain all day. Sit down for too long, pain. I had pain in my legs when I woke up, pain all the time, and it has gone. My legs feel brand new, feel like they did 10 years ago. My legs feel absolutely mega now. Again, could be being off the drug, could be being on Tecfidera, they feel mega. I had a weakness in my hands, done a couple of videos about hand weakness, and again this is something that seems to be gone. I don't know if it is to do with Tecfidera or not, but all of these things have come on since taking the Tecfidera for the past 2.5 months. And then the other thing was in my legs again. I used to have very slow feeling legs, but now my legs feel fast. I can run, I can sprint. I used to be able to sprint really fast, and now I can sprint. I go almost blind when I sprint because of the exertion, but I can sprint fast like I used to be able to sprint. So for me, I feel like this list of positive side effects is far bigger than my list of negative ones. So I really feel like I'm winning being on Tecfidera, and you could do too. If you want to see a video that I made of my first day on Tecfidera taking the first tablet, then check this video out. If you want to see a week later taking the first 240mg tablet, then check this video out. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.